Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. Today is the return of the punditry team as we predict all 10 fixtures from week 8 of the English Premier League. We're going to hear from Chris McMahon first with Watford versus Liverpool. So fire away, Chris.
Watford v Liverpool. Watford just recently sacking their manager. Liverpool coming off a hard-fought 2-2 draw against City. Very entertaining game. It's a tricky one because when a team loses their manager, they tend to play well for a couple of games, but Watford have been poor. So I'm going to go for a Watford nil. I think Liverpool are just going to nick it for a Mo Salah goal. Watford nil, Liverpool 1.
My game this week is Wolves Villa derby game. League positions and form go out the window in these sort of games. I think Villa have started well this season, considering they lost Grealish. They've replaced well, and they started pretty well here. So that's credit to them for that. Wolves been a bit inconsistent, but not done too bad. Got new manager in, obviously new ideas. They don't score a lot of goals, Wolves. Don't concede many either. So I think it could be a feisty, fiery game, as derby games usually are. I think it's going to be tight though. I can't see either team winning this one comfortably if there is going to be a winner. So I think Villa look a stronger team on paper, obviously being at home. But I think it's going to be tight. I think both defences is where the game could be won. So for that reason, I'm just going to sit on the fence, be boring, and my prediction is Aston Villa 1, Wolves 1.
So Leicester versus Man United. Obviously Leicester played my team Crystal Palace before the international break. I wasn't overly impressed with them considering how well they've been playing recently, and I think they were a bit flat. We gifted them goals towards the end of the first half, really, just from silly defending that I don't think Manchester United will do. Man United were a bit flat the last couple of games in Europe and in the league before the international window. So I think they're going to want to get back on track, and I can see them winning this game. I can see it being a 2-1 win for Man United and Ronaldo getting on the score sheet at some point.
My game this week is Man City v Burnley. There's not much more you can say about this. It's a top 3 team against a bottom 3 team. Burnley are without a win, and obviously Man City are Premiership favourites and one of the best teams in the world. So, to be honest, there's only one way this is going. Man City are going to win, and I think the score will be 4-0.
Right. I have Norwich versus Brighton. A game that I've always wanted to see. Could be best game of the season, Probably going to be loads of goals. Anyways, Norwich is bottom of the league. 1 point, probably a draw, not even a win. But Brighton, they've had an amazing start. They've been all right. They're in 6th. They're in 6th at the moment. You may think, oh, that means Brighton's is probably going to win. But you know what? I think Norwich might have it lucky. Maybe have their first win of the season? Maybe. That's my prediction. Maybe 1-0.
Southampton versus Leeds United. I think both teams haven't really got off to the start, or at least the same start as they did last season. Southampton, I think, are very capable of playing some good football, but they're lacking up top. Obviously, Danny Ings going to Villa. That's a big loss for them. Leeds were always going to struggle to emulate the same kind of form that they did last season. It's a very difficult style to maintain. I do think overall Leeds will be too much for Southampton. Southampton may hold on to a draw. I can't see them winning it. Don't think they have the firepower. I think Leeds are just going to be too much. It might take them a while to break them down, or we might see an early goal. But either way, I think it's going to be a Leeds win. This for me, I think Southampton could squeeze a goal. I'm going to go with 2-1 Leeds.
Brentford versus Chelsea. This is going to be a fantastic game to be at. Both sets of fans are going to be very excited for this game. It's going to be loud. To the game itself, will it be as entertaining and open as the Liverpool game? Possibly not. I think Chelsea will suit the way Brentford will lay out. I think the layout their squad very similar. And I think Chelsea will probably dominate the possession. Don't see it being as many chances in the first half, but I think as the second half gets on, I think both teams will have chances to score, depending on the score at that time. So Brentford will fancy their chances, of course. They've not lost to Liverpool and Arsenal at home. So, are Liverpool better side than Chelsea? A lot of people say that, including myself. So if they can hold Liverpool, they can beat Chelsea. But Chelsea will come to this game, given all the respect to Brentford, but at the same time, they'll probably think they should get the win. I think they might actually get the win. I think the midfield battle will key. Brentford might be missing Janelt. I'm not sure on his availability. If he's missing, that's a big loss, and that will play into Chelsea's hands. I think Chelsea will get a goal here. I think Brentford will score, but I think Chelsea will get another one. It's going to be a hard-fought victory for Chelsea. Brentford ain't going to give them it easy. It's going to be Chelsea 2, Brentford 1.
Premier League predictions for Week 8. Fresh out the international break. For Week 8, I've been given Everton versus West Ham. Two decent teams in the Premier League with decent players in every position. Obviously, we've got Rafa Benitez versus David Moyes in this one. Everton are coming back from, their last game was against Manchester United. They did get a 1-1 draw. They did play very decent against us, Manchester United. However, West Ham, they will be looking for a comeback because they did just lose to Brentford at home, which obviously was a shock result for a lot of people. To be honest, I can see this going down the middle, a 1-1 draw.
With new owners, Newcastle versus Tottenham on Sunday afternoon will be the high-profile match of the weekend. Newcastle fans will start believing now that they've got a team that can challenge for honours. Not just yet. It will take a long time and some new players to be brought in. And by the time the match kicks off, they could well have a new manager. Having said all that, Newcastle, they've scored 8 goals this season, a couple more than Tottenham, but they haven't got a win at the moment, and I don't think that's going to improve. I can see Tottenham withstanding an early onslaught from Newcastle and going on to win the game, probably quite comfortably 2-0, maybe even 3-0.
So my game this week is Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, which also coincidentally is Daddy versus the Don this weekend. I reckon it could actually be quite a good game. There's no hiding the fact that Arsenal haven't had the start of the season they were hoping for. Had a bit of a stuttering start, but eventually finding some form in the feet in this end in the season. And also same for Crystal Palace now for their rocky start, especially with the whole Patrick Vieira coming in and huge changes to the players and bringing new players who are actually finding a bit of form and actually doing quite well. But I just imagine that Arsenal just still have that bit extra star quality about them with the bigger name players like Aubameyang, etc. So I think it might be a close game, but I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.